Hi folks, hope you can see me. Someone can respond if they can hear me properly.
Yes, you're audible.
So I'm Kalyan. This session we'll talk mostly on basically software development and some insights on the software development. What are the trends? What are the future of the software development? We'll not talk specific kind of a technology point of view where we'll try to target one technology or one tech stack sign, but we'll mostly talk on more generic way how the software things work, how the future is more generic actually. Okay, so if at all you have any specific questions also, it's okay. So once the Q&A session starts, you can try to post questions or ask questions. I'll try to answer. Every application is a software irrespective of the platform it is being using. So it may be smartphone, it may be computer, it may be smartwatch, right? So every application needs a software to run it. The kind of software may vary, but it may be some or the other software. Okay. If we look into larger picture, software development is generally creating a software. Like if at all a customer, a person is there who is basically building an apparel brand, like he is making some good t-shirts or shirts and he want to basically sell it to the end user and he want to build some app or a website. He will try to come to a developer team or a development team and he will say, I am having this all this stuff. My expertise is making a clothes. I want to sell it. Okay. So what his expectation is, he wants some software so that he can basically sell it to customer. Right. So on the whole picture, he just knows software development as a complete package. But since we are internal, we are part of the IT, so we know there are multiple levels of software development, right? It comes to the development, testing, deployment, and maintaining all this stuff. So on the higher picture or larger picture, software development is nothing but just creating a software. But if we go deep down one layer, there are multiple layers for the software development, and depending on those layers we'll try to define the role a particular person is playing. Okay, suppose a person is more of a designing and kind of architecting a application. He basically maybe a team leader architecture, and a person who's trying to write the code, he is mostly a developer, right? And a person who is responsible as who is basically maintaining or deployment kind of a thing, right? Building and deployment. So we'll generalize or we'll categorize them as infrastructure engineers or DevOps engineers. Okay, and the person who is basically in the testing phase, QA test engineer, right? So when we deep down go, there are multiple layers of software. So on the whole picture, software development comes and all, but in the deep down, we'll try to talk about software development mostly, but we are trying to segregate the, and here, since one person is part of one layer, like if at all I tell I'm a software developer, it should not be that I should not be aware of other things, right? So generally the market has changed, the companies have changed, people want more self-sufficient teams. That means people want a person who is capable of doing multiple things. If at all I tell I just know software development, I can just write the code, that's it. Okay. And some other person will tell I know software, but I also have knowledge on DevOps. I also now have knowledge on cloud computing. Right? So the generally recruiter will try to prefer the person who has both, because he has more exposure, he has more idea, right? So at any point of time, even for the DevOps engineer, right? So DevOps engineer is also, if at all he is only restricting himself to one particular domain and not having any idea of other flows, it will be very tough. So generally the trend has been changing where people are trying to cut down the teams. It may be due to the what to say economic restrictions whatever they're having. So we are trying to create more self-sufficient teams where one person can try to do more tasks, right? So that is happening. So even if you are a software engineer, even if you are a developer, so just try to be more proactive, just try to have knowledge on other parts also. Okay. And so what all the software we have, right? So we just know the software is not just building an app, but what all kinds of software development we can see, right? So we can basically develop a web page that comes under web development. Okay, we can create a mobile app. So mobile app using Swift, Kotlin, Flutter, React Native. Okay, that is comes under mobile development. It's also software development. We can try to build desktop applications for Windows OS. Okay, using Java, Python, C++, something. Okay, that comes under desktop applications. We have system software also. System software is the software which the OS needs. So Windows needs some software to run it, right? We need system software also. There will be development for that part. Okay. We have embedded systems development. So nowadays we can see there are a lot of IoT development is happening. So there is a lot of robotics that is coming into picture. New kinds of equipments are getting developed. We have smart watches, smart rings, smart wearables. Okay, and we need to integrate hardware with the software, which we basically have embedded system software development, right? And we have cloud systems coming up, so we need to develop those systems also. So we can see the trend of AI, ML, all these things, right? So even they should be developed, right? So that is one kind of a development. And we can see game development is also one of the huge thing, right? So we try to use Unity, Unreal Engine, C++, and try to create new games which are more realistic than ever. You can see the previous games are more kind of a boring than the new games which are more realistic and more interactive, right? So that is also improving. So software development not restricts itself to one kind, but we have lots of kinds of development here. Okay, and you can try to place yourself in any of them. It's not need that you need to be part of one kind. You can try to place yourself in anything, right? So this is a kinds of software generally we have, like depending on the applications. Suppose if we look into other view, what kinds of software then there can be user ended softwares like public facing, like web pages, generally public people use, right? So they are basically mostly web pages which basically people use, apps basically which people use. There can be a software which some other company uses, right? End user or end people may not be using, but end user is generally one other company. If you are trying to build any software which is trying to do the financial management system, okay, to manage the financials of a particular company. So as a user, a person cannot be using, but some other company can be using that software, right? Different kinds of usages are also there. So you can be part of anything, and you can be part of any open source development project also, right? We can see every application, every need, everywhere, every device needs some of the other software, and every process to enhance itself and to make the process easy, we need some or the other software. Okay, so it's just not one kind of application, but everywhere we see software, and everywhere there needs to be development. There will be some other team which develops this software, which try to maintain this, which tries to enhance this, which tries to add new features, because the world is changing. Everyone is becoming competitive, right? So new companies are coming up, new features are getting added. They are trying to give more features to the user so that user will try to use our software. You can see previously we used to only have what you say normal delivery. Now we are at a position where we see quick e-commerce. We can see delivery coming in within few minutes to our home. In order to make the business more attractive, they are trying to build new systems, and they are trying to add new features, right? This also needs some kind of a development, some kind of enhancement. So everywhere there is a software which needs to be developed, which needs to be managed. In general, right, this is an open fact, I can say. People may disagree, but if at all there is a team which is developing a software, there may be one architect or one team lead, there may be one QA engineer, okay, there may be one QA tester, or there may be one DevOps engineer, infrastructure engineer, but the number of developer will be more than these few. If at all we have a team of size 10, there we can have almost 7 to 8 developers in the particular team. software development has more important, and it becomes more crucial here. It's not that the other roles are not important, but the amount of, what to say, time we need to create something new and to make it work basically needs that much effort and that much people. So that's why we see more number of roles, more number of vacancies for the software development. It's just the number of open positions or number of need that basically depends on the particular team. Okay, there may be self-sufficient teams, there may be segregated teams where we have different teams for deployment, different teams for testing. So we can see more number of people who are a part of development, because there are a lot of value addition which the software development team gives to the company or a application. It enhances the business model, it enhances the efficiency. So suppose consider a company who is trying to build a chatbot. Okay, chatbot is generally used to improve the customer experience, right? So if at all a company is having a very good chatbot and increasing the efficiency of customer support, then he can reduce his amount and decrease his size of customer support team. Like, he can have one BPO team. Previously he used to have 20 people of the who are sitting there and talking, right? Now since he has introduced the chatbot, he has basically bought or licensed or something, he has basically got a chatbot which is doing a very good work. Then he can downsize the team of a BBO to maybe 5 or 10, right? Because half of the work this chatbot is doing. So here you can see it is increasing the efficiency of business. It can basically drive innovation. Like I was mentioning, right? Quick e-commerce. So in order to attract people and in order to solve some problem, they are trying to give new applications which are enhancing and which are basically innovating, right? So down the line of 10 years back, sorry, 10 years back, we don't used to have any online payments at this level, right? We got this UPI. UPI has revolutionized the, what to say, payment industry. UPI has revolutionized the uh, finance industry, right? So fintech companies are using the latest UPI payment systems inside it, so that it basically enhances the business. It, right? So that, suppose if it restricts itself that everyone you should use a credit card only, not all people may use credit card, because nowadays almost all people are trying to use UPI. If at all it integrates UPI inside the payment system of the website, many people may get attracted to it because of its easy use, right? So innovation is coming in picture, where we are trying to solve the complex problems, may not be solving the complex problems, but decreasing the efforts of the problem, right? And so we can use development to improve the user experience. Okay, like we can see different websites are trying to suggest depending on user experience or user preference, right? Any, you can see and consider any OTT apps, right? They are basically trying to run algorithms on the back end. They are trying to analyze and trying to give the content which we want. So it improves the user experience, right? So, and we can scale ourselves very easily using the software. Okay, a company who is having a website may scale more fast than a company which is not having a website. So for the previous example which I'm telling, apparel brand, a company is basically manufacturing t-shirts and shirts. Okay, if at all he says, I will not have any website, I will not have any app, I'll only sell in stores or I'll create a new stores. Okay, more people may not reach the place where he can buy the company. More people may not know that company existed also. Suppose if at all he builds a website, he builds a app, and he basically makes it available for public, and he tries to manage us to delivery throughout the India, right? So there may be some people who stays in north who can see the company which is staying in south, and he can basically see the reviews. Okay, this brand or this brand is creating a new shirts or a very nice quality shirts or very nice designs. He can try to order online, right? He can get the shirts and he can try. He can refer to some more two friends also, right? The reach is increasing with the software. Okay, the amount of scalability is huge when we try to integrate software to the life of a people, right? So it basically boosts the economy. It basically increases the revenue, right? If at all he is getting more revenue, he will try to increase the business more. He will be getting profits. At the end, every company is looking for money, right? It's not like a company is doing basically creating a shirts for service, right? No one creates a business just for service. There may be few, very few, but generally business are meant for running to generate revenue, right? So we need to be basically seeing. So you can see how much software is adding value to the people, to the companies. So that's why software development is very important, because it enhances their efficiency, it increases their boost, it increases their scalability, it increases their revenue, everything, right? Okay. So we can see lot of softwares that are getting developed, right? So, and we can see different kinds of trends, different new technologies are coming in place. At least right now we have AI. So AI power development is coming in place, where we can use different kinds of AI systems in order to develop new systems, or in order to increase the speed which we are developing, right? And low code, no code systems are getting in picture. A person can develop a web page without writing any code also. He can basically drag and drop the system. He can configure the view using the other software. He can publish it, and the website is ready. The low code, no code systems are coming more in picture, where the companies who are basically providing easy kind of a development are also booming up right now. We can see a lot of trends, and few days back Google has announced that it has created a new quantum chip, right? So which is very powerful, that it is able to do computations which may take years within 5 minutes. Quantum computing is coming. We are not sure whether it will be coming into huge level, but because we never knew, right? If at all we look 10 years back, right, we never thought there will be AI which is scaling to this much level, and it will be available to users at this point. Right now, every person having a WhatsApp is also accessible to AI. There is the WhatsApp is also having its own AI, where we can basically ask itself and it will try to give, right? It's more available to the user. We were so who knows? So it has increased this fit and it has increased this reach very much, right? So we don't know. There may be development that comes under quantum company computing also. Not sure, but yeah, people are expecting. Okay, we have the blockchain, which is one of the what do you say, groundbreaking thing in the finance industry, at least. Okay, there may be apps which basically uses blockchain. Okay, and we can see AR, VR, MR, augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality. We can see different companies are trying to create different lenses, and they have compacted the lenses into spectacles also. They are tying up with the, what to say, goggles manufacturing company, and they are trying to create just a normal goggles or spectacles which has AR/MR inside it, right? Instead of having a huge set to our head, right? So if at all that is coming up, there may be a lot of development inside the AR/MR VR also. There may be more apps which we need to develop. There will be a lot of technology that will also come. The future is basically huge. And so we can see people generally, since now AI has come into picture, there is some kind of a doubt that do we lose jobs because of AI? Will AI try to replace completely? Okay, there is different perspective of this, but I'll try to explain what's my perspective. Backline of 20 years, if at all we want to build any car, right? Car, so we are building a panels of the car, door, hood, whatever, and we need to paint the car, right? We need to paint the panels. So previously, what used to happen? There used to people basically will take the panels. People used to paint the panels. Okay, so there may be one person who may actually do the painting, and who may act as a supervisor for the painting section, right? And he may have 5 to 10 folks in the whole industry who does the painting job. Okay, and Then came the robotic arms, where robotic arms will try to do the painting job for them. Okay, people were afraid that because of this automation, because of this robotics coming into picture, people may lose jobs. Right? That was true actually, because five people who were trying to do the job, now one single robotic arm is trying to do same thing more efficiently and more fastly. Okay, the people who restricted themselves just to know the painting job may lose the job. But even though we introduce the robotic arm into our system or into our factory, we need one person who manages the maintains it, right? So there may be one person who need to select the color. Every time one panel come, he basically needs to change the color, or he basically needs to do some configuration. Not a huge development kind of a thing, just to use the robotic arm. Okay, we need some expertise there. If at all a person is smart enough that he basically transformed himself in learning that robotic arm, handling that robotic arm, he may still have the job, right? So here, the person who restricted themselves from the future development, not accustoming themselves to the latest trend, may lose the job. But a person who basically transformed himself, who is basically more anxious and try to learn new things, may still have the job, because we need one person. Okay, so if we look into broader level, on the whole level, does addition of robotics or diversity of robotic arms does decrease the amount of jobs? No, because there may be a lot of jobs getting created in creating or in manufacturing the robotic arms, right? There is a software development teams back under that, those new jobs also got created. Okay, and since these are the mechanical devices, we need maintenance for that. There are a lot of jobs that got created for maintenance of these arms, right? So we got automatic systems into the factory. It may remove the jobs of a people who are restricted themselves, not basically improving themselves to the what to say market trends or market innovation. But that robotic arms has created lot of jobs out of this factory, creating themselves, developing themselves, supporting themselves, right? Because of these things, the whole company has increased it, right? Like, so previously the company used to pay five people for just painting job. Now they are trying to pay only for one people for painting job. That means the amount of price they will try to keep inside the creating a car has been decreased. That means he can give discounts to the end customer, to the end user. So if at all we are getting the car to a less price, more people will try to use. Okay, and since this robotic arm has increased the speed, previously five people may paint 10 panels a day. This arm, single arm, can paint 20 panels a day. That means the speed of a manufacturer has been increased. So because the speed is increased, the company can basically sufficient the need for the people, because more people are buying it now because of the less price. So more people are buying means there are a lot of economy creating because of more cars also, right? So whenever the market changes itself, whenever there is new technology coming into picture, our job is to basically enhance ourselves using the technology. So right now, AI is not in a place where it will try to replace a software engineer or software developer. So there are a lot of debates are going on. It has the capability. We can see the softwares where it is trying to generate the code by itself, right? Where we can give some prompt of a web page and it will give whole front end development script or whatever, everything just in a seconds, right? But software development is not just writing the code. It's about communicating between people. It's about understanding the communication. It's about having the meetings, updating the other teams, doing the other jobs, Jiras and all these things, right? So there are a lot of things apart from writing the code. Okay. So it's not that easy to replace a person using AI. In future, it may happen, I'm not sure. But what we need to do is we need to enhance ourselves by using this. Previously, you are trying to write a code in 1 hour. Use the AI. Write the code in 5 minutes. right? It's not like I'm not telling you getting dependent on the AI, but just use itself to enhance your efficiency. Previously, I used to basically search for any problem which I'm facing. I used to basically go through Stack Overflow. I used to search different blocks in order to solve any problem in the coding. Now I'm trying to solve my problem using AI. We have a GitHub Copilot, we have a ChatGPT. Don't depend it on completely, but enhance your efficiency using that. Transform yourself and use the latest tech stack or latest trends and increase your efficiency, right? So I see through my friends, like in lot of European countries and US, whatever the new startups are coming, right? So whenever they are trying to interview on the first rounds, they'll try to interview on the knowledge level, whatever here, technical rounds, everything. And when it comes to the end rounds, they are asking the person, does he use AI? Does he know prompt engineering? They are asking the persons because they want people to use the AI in order to enhance the development, in order to increase the efficiency of development. Companies are asking, whatever the new startups that are coming, actually, they are basically using this AI. They want people or developers to use it. They will try to see your basically skills. It's not that they will basically use a person who is completely dependent on AI. That will not work at any point of time. People need to have knowledge and they need to increase their efficiency using this AI. That is also happening, right? We are not sure on future whether it will come try to replace completely or not, because AI is very smart. But at least we should be on the top tier in our job, where people will basically have a doubt to remove us. We should be more efficient. We should be more creative. We should adapt ourselves to latest technologies. We should enhance ourselves. New folks from the college, they want to come into software development, or any existing folks who are already experienced, they want to transition to the software development, right? So what are the things they can basically do, okay, for freshers or new folks? So just be prepared, just be curious, try to solve more problems. Any product you see, just be curious in having a thought of how it is developed, how can we develop, okay? Increase your problem solving skills. Problem solving are very important. So because getting into software in the very first rounds only, they will try to see aptitude and what to say, logical reasoning, right? Where we are trying to basically solve any problem, okay? The kind of diversity and the kind of space we are trying to solve a problem, that is very important. Continuously learn new technologies, keep on updating yourself, don't restrict yourself to one part. Try to learn, gather knowledge out of your bound. That is also very important, because a person who are having more knowledge and more expertise and more outer reach is more preferred to a company than a person who is restricting himself. Okay, be patient and try to be persistent. Okay, coming to technologies, right? So no need for you to restrict yourself to particular tech stack. Okay, you can basically choose your tech stack depending on your like. Suppose if at all you feel you like web development, you can go to front end development. If at all you feel writing a backend code is more easy, just then try to stick to one language. Okay, and sticking to one language is enough until and unless you are really very good at it and expert it. It's not like you just know it and you just lift it out, right? Take one tech stack, take one language, try to gather or try to learn as much as possible, and try to make yourself expert in that. You may not be expert that you will basically try to beat a 10-year experienced candidate, but at least on a beginner level, just be make sure that you are really confident in that language and you will be able to do the coding in that language. Okay, you need to have understanding it. You need to keep on practicing it. So practicing, how do you basically do, right? So we can try to participate in hackathons. Okay, you can try to contribute to any open source projects. You can try to create your own projects, or just have a thought, I want to build some website or I want to build an app. Have a thought process, start writing the code. Slowly you will keep on, you will face some other problems, some other new problems. Okay. And you will try to solve the problems either by using the AI or by searching the internet or something. You should increase your pace by doing this. And you can try to get any internships or freelance works also. That also helps, where you'll be able to get the industry experience. And along with all these things, soft skills are also very important for career preparation. But so how we communicate. So generally interviews are only, we'll try to express ourselves and we will try to show our knowledge through our voice only, right? The way we speak. Okay. Increase your communication skills. That is very important. Try to be more clear, try to explain yourself more confidently. And coming to the experienced people who want to transition themselves to software development. Okay. It's one of the very difficult tasks, I know, because they are trying to transition from existing experience to the new experience. And so it's not that simple that I have worked 4 years in one industry and I will again start as a fresher in other industry, right? So it's very difficult because the thought process should be changed. So for the people who are experienced, they want to transition themselves into the development, right? Be prepared, be ready, create your mindset for the transition. It's very easy. And during the transition, be persistent. Do the continuous improvement of yourself. Try to learn something continuously, don't stop in between, so you can leverage your past experience. So whatever the experience you are having, you can leverage that and try to induce the previous experience into the in new learnings actually, so you can improve that. Okay. Create your mindset. And since you're already experienced, you can have some, you will be having some previous folks or experienced folks, right, as friends. Try to take help them of them, try to reach out them, try to understand what. Okay. And since you are transitioning yourself, choosing the path is very difficult for you. In what kind of a development you want to come into picture? Do you want transition into back-end developer or full front-end developer or mobile developer or any what is a custom software developer, system software developer, right? So it depends on the previous experience and the language which you know. Suppose in the previous experience you are trying to work mostly on the websites and you have some language on the front end skills like maybe Angular, React, JavaScript, React, whatever, right? So it will be very easy for you to transition into a front end developer because your previous experience is adding value to it. And it becomes easy because you already have some experience in and you want to enhance yourself there, right? So choose the right path, maybe depending on interest, depending on the market trend, depending on the amount of jobs available for the particular path, right? So generally, like, why do we work? So we just want our life to be more easy. So that's why we basically work, right? And if at all you are really passionate about some kind of a like you want to be a cyber security application developer, the amount of open positions may be very limited. If you have that zeal, just keep on doing that. But if you are generally open yourself, just try to explore the market. What are the different technologies or latest tech stack that running in picture? Just try to learn the particular software so that you will be part of the huge group. I know the competition is more, but you will have more opportunities or more vacancies. So there is a lot of probability for you to get into place. So depending on the market need and depending on your need, depending on your previous experience also, you can basically decide your career path. And so since previously you are coming from the experience, try to do any certification just to add value addition that you know this new technology which you learned. You can basically provide it and you can prove it. Okay. And so for both freshers and for experienced people, problem solving is very important. Example like a problem solving in DSA. So you know, big companies like Manga, Fang companies, in any round of interview, they will not try to ask questions depending on any particular language. They'll only ask you questions on problem solving skills on DSA. If at all you say, I'll try to solve this problem using Python, they are okay for it. If at all you say, I'll try to solve the problem using C++, they are okay for it. They will only test the problem solving capability of you, irrespective of the language you are following. They will not even ask the questions in the particular language, like this big companies, because they want people who are able to solve the problems with such efficiency. And so once you go into those companies, you may not really work on previous experience also. So previously you are a Java developer, you may basically work on C++ project also. They just want your problem solving skills. So those plays a very big role, even though you don't know the language very strongly. They will basically analyze your capability, they will analyze your problem solving skills. Okay, but I got calls from the company that we have open position who basically need to transform into data engineer. I really don't have any experience of it. This is my real experience that happened. They were like, it's okay, we'll mostly try to focus on problem solving skills and DSA. If at all you are okay for the transition of having a data engineer, if you are okay, you can come in picture. Try to keep on practicing. Just keep on practicing. Just improve yourself. If you are really good in problem solving, people will just take you. Anyone has any doubts? Am I clear? No one has anything to ask? We have almost 15-20 people.
Team, any questions, please? There is no questions. We can wind up the session. Next, we'll meet in next Tech Connect.
Yeah.
Thank you.